I had an amazing meditation this morning and came to such a clear understanding of God in conversation, in union, as close to union with Him, that I could be on a ordinary day, let's say, just in my life. And so this is what I wrote in my journal afterwards, and it bears documenting, and I believe bears being available. And I'm not the first person to say any of these things. This is what so many people who have communed with God have said something like this. So this is just what has come through me today. It's February 17th, 2023. God. So silly actually to attempt to contain what, quote, God is in words or descriptions. But my meditation today led me close enough to understanding, quote, God, that I feel like I ought to try to put it into words. Everything is an objectification of God. God has made and is made up of all that is. We are a nano fraction of the cellular body of God. We can be shed without harm to God, and we can thrive and contribute to the tapestry that is God embodied. I don't believe that God will fight on our behalf for our survival, nor does he/it need to fight for anything, because God is flow, strong and fluid, and when we're in flow, we feel our divinity more palpably. If we're not already in a part of God that is dying or in decay, momentums that after a point cannot be reversed, when God hears our call for remedy, rectification, change, or for boons, God may assist, may steer a situation in a different trajectory as universal law allows. All trajectories may have potential if choices are made to set them up. God is pervasive but not absurd, so the absurd cannot be granted. God isn't attached to our outcome. If we destruct, we're shed. And I'm thinking about, some of the really horrific things that people do to each other and to the planet. The rumbles and movements of the earth are just shifts of this one micro cell Earth is. And I'm thinking about the recent earthquake in Turkey that's devastated, parts of Turkey and Syria, and hurricanes and tornadoes and tsunamis and such. It's not personal, but how we relate to God will determine how we bear the burps and hiccups and farts of the planet. How we choose will determine what we experience. We choose based on everything we came to this life with, what we were given as children, such as our parents, geography, our community, etc. What we learn, what we seek and feel. We choose based on the hidden forests of our subconscious deposited in the displayed gardens of our consciousness. To know our collectiveness, our embodiment of God and all, to know is the filter that allows us to have a known connection with God and filter out the forgetting, which comes in the form of separateness within ourselves and with others and from earth, which is expressed through muscular tension, pain, anxiety, depression, criticism, blaming, complaining, excuses, etc. God is in those qualities too, and dispassionately, non-judgmentally has the experience of those qualities through us, but that doesn't mean we can avoid suffering when we're in those states just because they are a part of God. However, the option to avoid or reduce suffering does exist, and it's in appreciation, even of that which causes suffering. It's in benevolence. It's in faith. It's in knowing God and the godliness of all things. It's in remembering God isn't a word or even a concept. God is all. God is how the laws of the universe enact. I hope I remember these things always. And I hope this stirs someone, somewhere, somehow to come to a place where they have the experiential knowing of what I had the experiential knowing of this morning in my meditation, which was, such a beautiful setup, because I meditate pretty much every day, and a lot of days it's very basic. It's almost like I'm going through the motions, and I think I always benefit. I think I'm always better off for having attempted my meditation. And sometimes I have, a great meditation, or sometimes I know my day is better, or I know my day isn't as good because maybe the few times I fail to meditate, I recognize how things unravel more easily for me if there's a challenge in the day, which, let's face it, there's often a challenge in the day. So today was a good setup because I have meditated, every day for, days and days gone back. I had given myself some self-care earlier this morning, listening to the Gayatri mantra and also chanting it along. I had done a long bit of pranayama breath work, and it evolved into a meditation. So I was ready, I was ripe, and it came through what I felt, that these words are an attempt and not really on target compared to what I felt. They're an attempt to try to describe the information that the feeling evoked. So what I really hope for is for you to have your own feeling of God. And if this is one drop in a good setup for you to have that, then that's enough. And I wish you, I wish you joy in the things you do to find yourself setting yourself up to commune with God and about God. And I wish that we all can have that tool of knowing God, even when we're in desperate and challenging moments. Thank you.